Hey, I am Dylan,
I'm Danny.
and we are 2/5 of the band KONGOS, and we are here with another episode of Behind the Song. Today we're doing Wild Hearts from our album 1929 Part 1.
Those crazy nights, those mad wild hearts, when the moon...
This song was written after a big argument with an ex-girlfriend, and it was a really simple, just acoustic guitar song. I kind of recorded a demo on my iPhone notes, and the structure of it stayed the same, and we wanted to keep it really simple, but I recorded on an electric guitar.
It was used in episode 8 of Bus Call, where Jesse and I are having a huge argument, and so it's fitting, obviously, because an argument is what inspired it, and it's worked perfectly, which is weird to look back on your own arguments and score them. But let's get into the details.
Alright, we'll start off with just the guitar.
This is Gentleman?
Yeah, this was recorded on the Country Gentleman. Cut to the coolest looking guitar in the studio.
The Country Gentleman was the one I've got is the 59 reissue. It's the Chet Atkins thing, you know. That's the best guitar I've ever been given by a company.
Yeah, it has all the warmth of like an acoustic guitar, especially for these parts. But the electricity of electric guitar. Mick helped, our front of house engineer, who you might recognize from Bus Call, really helped on this song getting a vibe and getting the guitar and the vocal just to be. It was the most quiet when I was recording. It felt like the room was the most quiet. I don't know, he didn't do anything special, but there was something in my monitoring and the way we were miking the guitars and the vocals that was just right.
So this is just a little synth that we did on the Oberheim. It's a Dave Smith OB6, and it's just a kind of wobbly tension that we added. I think I just got this synth, so we had it on the floor. We just had plugged it in like for the first time, and we're just fucking around, and got this kind of sound that added some tension. And it was just noise.
It's not following the chords exactly. It's actually giving it tension because it's not following the chords. It's sustaining basically one chord throughout almost the whole song, except for there. But it's not following the chords of the guitar, and so it adds this nice harmonic tension for the whole song. And it pans left and right, so you're kind of surprised by the sound coming out of the left speaker or the right speaker. We used this song in episode 8 of Bus Call, which is this quite tense scene, a blow-up argument between Danny and Jesse that leads to kind of weeks on end of tension on tour. And
the irony of that argument was that we were arguing about a phone call related to Bus Call, so it was very meta.
Also, this song was written on a full moon, I think, and then the argument that happened in Bus Call was right around a full moon. Even though it's this kind of soft, quiet song, I wanted to add a little bit of this chaos and this kind of manicness that seems to happen, whether it's scientifically proven or not, around full moons. And so we added some of these sound effects later in the song that just kind of subtly come out of the left and right side of the radio frequency sounds, AM and FM, and then a whole bunch of other ones. Kind of a crazy crowd laughing.
Those crazy nights,
this vocal, we wanted to try keep it basically sounding like you're 2 inches away from me singing it, or 2 feet away, like I'm singing it in a tiny room or around a campfire. And in fact, that was one of the other sound effects we used. Just as the song started, we added this fire sound.
it's not really that present or loud. It's just kind of subconscious. It kind of puts you in a place rather than listening to an assembled record. You know, you feel like you're in a place.
Yeah, the harmony on this as well is kind of this Western American sounding harmony, especially in the chorus. So the actual harmonies lend itself towards that, like kind of a campfire Western song.
For me, what the song kind of captures is a kind of the drain or the resignation you feel after you get caught up in a huge argument. And then you're looking back on this huge argument and it feels like you're not even sure what energy was fueling that insanity when you're so removed from it later, you know.
We didn't initially plan on having drums on it, but we used this technique. But yeah, Jesse's in the band and he insisted. No, but we used this technique that he used on 2 in the Morning from Egomaniac, and basically he was holding a bunch of chains and little nails and things like that, and he was dropping them on the drums as he was playing, like very loosely. So that's what you hear. Mute the guitars.
Well, the nice thing is that you get this leading up to the snare drum hit, because the chain is obviously hanging down, hitting the snare drum, and then as you get closer to the snare drum, so it's one of the few ways you can get something before your hits. Jesse played all the toms with mallets, and he kind of tuned them like timpanis. So they're not timpanis, but they have that orchestral dum dum, you know, tuned in fifths kind of drum thing.
The last thing we did, which was to add this kind of eerie sound and add a little bit to that, the weight or the heaviness of the song, is this theremin. We played the melody on the ARP.
That's an ARP Odyssey remake that Korg makes. It's an ARP Odyssey is kind of like a simplified ARP 2600, which is like a simple ARP 2500.
So it comes up.
Originally there was a Big Bang.
It comes up here in the second verse, and it's just this gliding sound. It was kind of emulating a theremin, which was this instrument that.
It was
who popularized? I don't know.
Moog popularized the theremin, but yeah, the theremin was invented. But a theremin is basically a single oscillator synth that uses these little rods that measure electromagnetic fields, and so you can move the pitch of the oscillator by interfering with that field that it creates.
Like with your hands. So you'll see people kind of go like this in air, moving it.
It was especially futuristic at the time, you know.
Invented by Leon Theremin.
Oh yeah, it was invented by a guy named Theremin.
I think it adds this funny emotion to a lot of music because it's wavering around the melody or wavering around the note. It's never sitting directly on a note. It's always going a little bit sharp, a little bit flat, and it's kind of
a similar thing to like a saw, playing a saw.
And that's exactly why we wanted to add this sound, is because of the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest score. There's a particular, I forgot the name of the song, but there's a song in I think it's the theme song of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, where it has this kind of psychosis to it, even though it's pleasant and it's all very nice sounding, but they're in this institution where there's just absolute chaos, and that's kind of the vibe we wanted to add when we got to the last chorus. That's about it for Wild Hearts. I insisted on having this at the end of the record. No one really fought me that hard, but
I did. I didn't like that.
I liked it. All right, thanks for watching. That was another episode of Behind the Song with Wild Hearts from our new album 1929. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on social media, watch Bus Call, and stream the album. What he said.
Podcast.
Oh, podcast. Go listen to our podcast on iTunes and all the other places you can stream podcasts.